Hey, great morning, folks. Hey, this is Wesley Virgin. Welcome to another Sunday mindset message here. I'm currently live here in Houston, Texas here. And many of you are aware that I go live every Sunday morning to give you the $1 million message for the week. As many of you are aware, I am a multi-millionaire that resides in Houston, Texas. I'm a young black man that grew up pretty moderate average. Not destitution, but definitely close to poverty as well. And over the decades, I became a multi-millionaire. Not just that, I became a first generational multi-millionaire. And the addition of running several different companies online in the digital marketing space and running a very successful real estate investment company, I go live, okay? On Instagram, the podcast is available for you. And I just want to talk to average, everyday people that are looking to succeed and looking to change their lives in the way of optimism, to get some of the things you want. I want you to quit your jobs. Comment below, amen, if you want to quit your job this year. I want you to make 5 figures, 6 figures per month. Not per year, per month. I want you to be able to start to repair your health and feel happy and start to increase and elevate your identity on the planet. And I truly feel that I have the tools to do that. Not because of formal education, because of experience, okay? Because of experience here. So this morning, I want to teach you how to fix your life problems faster, okay? How many of you would like to learn how to fix life's problems faster, okay? Now, one thing about problems, and this is from a millionaire's perspective, problems are a sign of life. Write that down, please. Problems are a sign of life, okay? Which means is that as long as God gives you the opportunity to live on this planet, you're going to experience problems. And problems are not just negative, right? We think of problems as negative because they don't feel good. But it's many things in life that doesn't feel good, but it is good for you, such as working out, eating vegetables, right? Going through the trials and tribulations of relationships and building a company and not having money, investing money and not getting a return. So, listen. Problems, write this down below, it's important to understand, are a sign of life. However, there are simpler ways and easier ways to solve problems. And unfortunately, just like myself, to use myself as an example, when I grew up, I was never taught on how to solve problems. The teacher would say, solve the problem, fix your problem. What's your problem? How many of you remember your parents saying those things? What's your problem? He's like, what? I don't have a problem. You need to fix that problem right now. Well, how? The big issue with all these different questions that authority figures ask us, such as problems, well, we're never taught on how to fix problems, right? We're never given a strategy, or the strategy that we have been given, in my opinion, is just obsolete. There are just other ways to solve problems: business problems, relationship problems, body problems, health problems. There are a better way. And I want to give you the way that I use to solve my problems, okay? Especially financial problems. This is something that I want to give to you that I utilized when I was at my lowest financially. When I was sleeping on the air mattress, I was 30 years old. I had 3 children at the time, and I had to sell all my furniture because I had just quit my job. I was running a boot camp here in Houston, Texas. I wouldn't say it was sort of successful. I was making $2,000 a month when I was used to making $15,000 a month. I was a computer engineer. I decided to quit my computer engineering job just to chase my dreams, right? And, maybe you may think that's stupid and silly, but as you can see, it worked out. So I want to give you the strategy that I utilize that allowed me to fix my problems fast. More specifically, my financial problems, my business problems, okay? Money problems. How many of you have money problems? How many of you believe that if you can fix your money problems right now, life would be easier, life would be happier, right? You could begin to feel joy and enthusiasm about your life, okay? Comment below. All right, so I'm gonna get into it. I'm not gonna hold you too long here. And remember, you can always share and like this video if you get any value. I don't ask for money. All I ask for is a share. I'm a simple guy, folks. All right, you ready? So, listen, write this down. I do not fix problems. I fix my thinking. Then problems fix themselves. Write that down below. Write that in the comment section and write that on your notepad, because you should be taking notes, by the way. Whenever a successful person is speaking to you, or a person that is earning more money than yourself, listen to that person, take notes. Let me say it again. I do not fix problems. This is me personally. This is Wesley $1 billion Virgin. I'm not out here trying to fix problems because, say, if I have a business problem, I'm not making enough money, or I'm not getting enough customers, I'm not selling enough people, or maybe I'm trying to create a brand new VSL and it's not converting properly. Well, I don't fix those problems, okay? Because I don't know how to fix them. Because listen, if you knew how to fix your problems, obviously you would fix them. But this is what they don't teach you. I fix my thinking, okay? Then problems fix themselves. Now, let me dive into what do I mean by fix the thinking, okay? Because, I know, listen, I know this is going to be it's going to be a tough pillow to swallow, because, many of us that have financial problems, we're thinking about what we need to do to fix it. I need more work. I need another job. I need a business. I need a side hustle. I need something, right, to make more money. And what you don't realize, that if you would just fix the thinking first. Now, let me explain that. If I'm running a company, and this happened to me in one of my companies years ago. In that company, obviously, I felt that I was doing everything necessary to make money, okay? The name of the company was 7dayfitness.com. And when I tell you that I was sacrificing money, I was investing money, I was traveling to different cities and states trying to meet people, Googling, watching YouTube videos, buying courses daily, okay? But for some reason, I couldn't make sales. For some reason, I just couldn't get the product to sell properly. But obviously, through educating myself, I want everybody to write these words below. I must educate myself. Through educating myself. Write those words down below, please. I must educate myself. Through educating myself, I learned, okay? I learned that I needed to fix my thinking around the problem. Okay? So what I started to do was, I said, well, what type of thinking do I have right now as it relates to the problem of not making money with my company? And I said, well, I'm thinking that nothing is working. My thinking is, when is it going to be over? How many of you can relate? Be honest. You're like, man, when is the storm going to be over? When is it, when am I going to see the goddamn sunlight, right? like, God, I mean, it's been years, right? And me, it was like 7 years in. I'm like, when? And when am I going to see the breakthrough? the gold, the finances, right? And I realized that my thinking was adulterated. Okay? It was contaminated. And my thinking was disallowing me to see the solution to the problem. Okay? Are you with me here? This is getting good, right? It was my thinking the whole time. And I thought it was, well, I don't know what's going on. I'm just doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. I thought I was missing a piece of the puzzle, right? And these are all myths. These are all limiting beliefs. Sales teams are very famous for having limiting beliefs. They say, oh, it's the leads where everybody's broke. It's not me. It's not me. No. It's you. It's your thinking. Like if you're on a sales team and you're not making any sales, you can be car sales, insurance sales, network marketing sales. It doesn't matter. Now you may say, well, no one wants to buy this stuff. Well, it's too expensive. Well, everybody's broke. Well, it's not enough leads. The leads are not qualified enough. See, what you don't realize, that's your thinking. And that thinking is nothing but a limiting belief. You get it? That's a limiting belief. Because if we say, well, it's the leads, it's not my fault, then we never realize that we need to change. We never realize that we need to elevate our skill, mature our skill to be better, right? Because we will blame external forces that are outside of our control. Okay, so what I started to do was, and you can do this too, it's very easy and it's for free. I just changed my thinking. I said, you know what? So when I was running the company, and say if I would run an ad for the company, instead of saying that this is not working, I said, this is working very well. I'm getting closer. True story. I'll know if I was sitting in my air mattress because I was trying to run Facebook ads to my offer online. And at first, no sales. So, but what I did, I just changed the thinking around the problem. The problem was I was making no sales. So I stopped saying that I'm not making any sales. I stopped saying that. No, people don't want to buy my product. What's going on? I'm missing a piece of, no, I didn't say that anymore. I began to speak and say that everything is working out perfectly. I am learning every single day what not to do and learning more of what I need to do. The breakthrough is coming and the breakthrough is right now. Like every day I would say that. Even though every day when I was running the ads, no money. I said, the money is coming. The customers are coming. Trust me, I'm developing my skill. This is what I was saying to myself. I'm developing my skill. I'm getting better to be able to close thousands of customers per day. In my company, I'm doing this, okay, with 7 Day Fitness. And I did this for months. I just kept saying it. And I was changing the thinking, okay, around the problem. Now, I know many of you, I know the question that you want to ask me. How long does it take, Wes? I mean, you're so impatient. How long does it take? Like, how many times do I need to recite this and repeat this? Listen, it doesn't matter if it's 6 months, 6 hours, or 6 years. All I want you to understand is that it works. That's all you need to know, that it works. If you're concerned about a time that is going to work based off the activity and you saying that, well, this is working out. Well, the issue is with most people is there's still a part of them that don't believe what they're saying is true. And most of us want a time of completion because if it doesn't hit or if it doesn't, say if you say 30 days, 60 days, and you do it for 60 days, and you get to 60 days, and you say, man, see, it didn't work. But you don't realize that you're just confirming and validating that it wasn't going to work anyway by asking how long it's going to take. You get it? Because most of you are very skeptical about what I'm talking about. You might say, I want to believe it. Like consciously, I get it. Everybody wants to believe this. But the big issue is because we've had so many past experiences that have flooded and pervaded our mind with so much negativity, so much failure, so much hurt, so much heartache. Many of our minds are consumed with pessimism and negativity. You got to understand that. So when you're ready to change that, when you begin to change that and begin to speak optimism or positivity or the things that you want, okay? When you begin to change the thinking and say what you want instead of what's actually happening, that's when change happens. And I did that for months. Not knowing that I would end up pivoting from one company to another company. You know, that's the crazy part, because, you know, a lot of you believe that the company that you're in is going to make you a millionaire, or the company that you're currently you're building is the company that's going to provide financial freedom. But you don't know. Honestly, you don't know. You have no clue. Right? But just by changing my thinking around the problem of not bringing in customers or making money, like I told you before, I just started to say the things that I want to say. Today's going to be a good day. Even when I will lose money, I said, today is going to be the greatest day of my life. This is it. This is like, even this morning, today, when I woke up, I meditated twice. I said, today I'm going to make $1 million. I'm going to make $1 million today. Now, regardless if I make $1 million or not, I'm still going to expect that I'm going to make $1 million. Today, I'm going to make $1 million. It's going to come in net income into my bank account. Oh, my God. Right? Now, let me tell you why it's so difficult for some of you to say that. The reason why you can't say, well, you know, I'm going to make $1,000 today, $2,000 today, or $5,000 or $50,000, because at the same time, there's a part of you that says bullshit. Can I get an amen? It's just the truth. Like, there's a part of you, like, you know, when you confess your goals, 2,000 a day, 5,000 a day, I'm going to make $1,000, whatever, right? It's a part of you that says bullshit. And that part of you doesn't match the reality that you want to create. I just want you to know that in advance. Like, I can say I'm going to make $1 million a day, but it's still a part of me that just doesn't believe I'm going to make $1 million a day, because it's a part of my mind that says, well, how are you going to make $1 million a day? Like, how is that going to be possible, Wes? I mean, you're only doing a couple $100,000 a day right now. How are you going to do $1 million? You're going to do 10 times more. How are you going to do that, Mr. Virgin? Right? So it's the constant battle in the mind, and it happens. How do we fix that? Through the process of conditioning. Okay? Just like exercise. How do you get strong, lean muscles? Through the process of conditioning the muscle daily. That's it. Like right now, my body's at an 8.5. I'm loving it. You know, I'm going to get that 10 very soon. I mean, I'm looking good. I'm not going to lie to you. The body is looking sexy. But it doesn't matter how many years it took me to get where I am today. If I would stop, even for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I will lose muscle growth. You will start to see a difference quickly. Isn't that insane? Like, it could take me 15 years to get this awesome, sexy body. But if I take off 2 weeks and say, if I eat whatever I want to eat, I'm eating burgers and fries and pizza. I don't work out. I'm sanitary. I just sit down and lay down and watch TV and do nothing and be lethargic. Within 2 weeks, you'll see a change, a dramatic change in my body. But yet it took 10 years to get here. Isn't that crazy? And I know what you're thinking, why is that, Wes? Why is it we can work so hard to accomplish something, but it takes less than a week to destroy it? Like, you can build a marriage with a woman, a loving relationship with a woman, marriage with children, with kids, everything's great, everything's happy. And maybe it took you 10 years to be able to understand her, she understands you, to not just have a lover, but to have a best friend, someone that cares about you deeply. And one night can fuck everything up. Men, like one night with another woman can contaminate their relationship forever. Even though it took you 10 years to build it, to build trust, 10 years to build a very deep emotional connection, right? And one night, me and you with another woman, infidelity can contaminate 10 years of marriage. It's crazy, right? It's crazy, but that's the truth. That's how it is. And that's how it is when you're fixing problems in your life. Unfortunately, problems just happen, right? Like weeds. Like if you ever planted a garden, you don't have to plant weeds. They just come. You're like, where are these weeds coming from, right? I'm trying to plant oranges and flowers and roses and dandelions and tulips. Where are these weeds coming from? They just come automatically, right? Right? They just come automatically. You don't have to plant them. You don't have to think about them. They're coming. Well, that's how problems are. Our negative thoughts. They just happen, man, automatically. Right? And there's so many different reasons and thoughts around why it happens that way and why we're so negative and why we have these negative thoughts and thoughts of insecurity and why do we get scared and we're so fearful. There's so many different studies and philosophies around that. But all I can tell you is this, that if you want to eradicate and start to eliminate problems or to find solutions for your problems, you must start thinking differently. That's it. You don't have to buy a course. You don't have to invest in a mentor. You don't need a mentor, folks. You don't. I'm happy to be your mentor, but you don't need me. You just need to start to fix your thinking. And to begin to fix your thinking, just take some time to do that. Does that make sense? It's a daily process. Kobe Bryant says it best. He says, the reason why people perceive me as great, because when most athletes would get up at 8 o'clock in the morning to go practice, what they didn't know, I got up at 5 o'clock and I practiced by myself. And then I still went to practice with them at 8 o'clock. And I did it every day. See, that's what you're missing. It's just the day-to-day commitment and day-to-day discipline to begin to change. Because listen, change is inevitable, folks. Like if you do a certain thing on a daily basis, you will change. Some of you may change for the worse or change for the better, but you will change. Like even right now, you're changing. The question is to what? All of you, all men and women that's listening to my voice right now, that's listening to every word that I'm saying to you, okay? You're changing. Like you're changing right now. You don't see the change, but the change is happening. And change is based off your daily commitments. What you do, what you think about. And let's put emphasis on what you think about. Like whatever you're thinking about consistently, it's causing you to change for the better or for the worse. Can I get an amen? Does that make sense? Okay. Like even I'm changing. Of course, I'm changing. I'm becoming a billionaire. That's obvious. Everybody knows that if you know me, right? I'm becoming an extraordinary man in every area of my life. I'm perfecting every area of my life daily. Okay. And I can tell you how I'm doing it. You want to know? Does anybody want to know how? Like as a man, and I don't mean to get off topic here, but the 4 pillars. I was talking to my barber the other day about this. He's a 40-year-old man, and I'm always giving advice, obviously, right? There's 4 pillars that all men need to perfect. 4 pillars. And men, let me tell you something. Those pillars are not women, by the way. No, you don't need to perfect women. Right? These 4 pillars, if you become a master of these things in your life, and this is, I think this is for women as well, to a certain extent, you would dominate the world. You will be a part of the 0.1%, in my opinion, as a man. 1, your physicality. They take care of your physical appearance. It doesn't matter. Listen, I know some people are like, oh, I'm ugly. I don't look good enough. No, listen, anybody can fix and start to repair their physical appearance, okay? Everybody can do this. Everybody, even the most, perceived to be unattractive person on the planet, doesn't matter. You can fix yourself, okay? You can go to the gym for once. Go to the gym 5 times a week, 1 or 2 hours a day. Do that for 10 years. That's 1. 2, your finances. Like, honestly, you need to be rich and wealthy, in my opinion. And that's more than $1 million. You need to be able to master money, master finances. You got to become a very financially astute person, period. Man, okay? You got to do it. You got to spend time there every day. What do I do to fix my physicality? I'll tell you what I do. Let's go back. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I do some type of workout every day. If I'm at home, I have my bands, I do a little workout. I make sure that I put lotion on my body every single day. I smell good and look good. Make sure those teeth are looking white and straight and perfect. Make sure my hair is just glowing. Skin is glowing. Make sense? Like every day. Make sure that I'm looking sharp. It doesn't matter where I go. I make sure every part of my body is perfect. Smells good, looks good. Every day. It doesn't matter if I'm going out on a date. It doesn't matter if I'm going to see a woman. It doesn't matter if I'm going to the mailbox. I'm going to look like a fucking god. Does that make sense? A Greek god, by the way. 2, finances. You need to be rich, man. I'm serious. You just got to be rich, period. I don't care what you say. You need to be rich. We'll define rich as at least $1 million. You gotta have, you don't need to have a job. All right, forget about a job. Listen, you need to have more money than you can spend. You need to have more money to be able to take care of yourself and the people around you, period. You need to be able to take care of your woman one day. If you ever get a woman, you need to have the opportunity to be able to take care of your lifestyle and her lifestyle. I'm not saying that you have to, but you should. That's your baby. That's your boo. You should take care of her. You should give all the things that you want, because women live in this fairy tale world. They want everything. You ask women, hey, what do you want? They'll say everything. And it's your responsibility, man, real man, in my opinion, to give that woman everything that you love, that you're making love to, right? You're in between her legs, you're kissing on her, you're hugging on her, right? She's giving you that emotional, that physical attention. Take care of her. It's your responsibility to keep her beautiful, beautify her. Every part of her body, every part of her soul, including how she feels. And it goes to the next pillar. Write this down, man. Emotional intelligence. And women, if your man falls short, just write it down and give it to him. I'll send him this video, share it to him. Emotional intelligence, man. Okay? Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence means that the ability to manage how you feel, to manage your reactions. Sometimes you get pissed off. Even I have to do this. Somebody can do a certain thing and it can piss me off. I'm like, I'm fucking pissed. But I have to think for a second. Why am I pissed? And do I need to react? And if I react from a pissed off, angry state, is that going to fix the problem? That's called emotional intelligence, being aware of how you feel. And instead of being reactive, you're proactive. You're thinking before you speak. You're thinking before you act. A lot of you men have a very difficult time doing that. Women need to work on this as well. You got to have a sense of emotional intelligence as well, even though women are very emotional. But you got to think about what you say to a person. Think about what you say to a man. Think about how you respond. How did that make you look? How did that make your family look, right? Got to think about all those things. Children as well, teenagers. Before you do something that you know your parents don't want you to do, think for a second, how is that going to cause issues with you in the relationship with your father, the relationship with you and your mother, the relationship with you and your whoever takes care of you? You got to think for a second, right? That's emotional intelligence, by the way. Instead of moving and acting based off how you feel. Same thing with men when it comes to cheating and infidelity. You got to think, like if you have a great relationship, a great marriage with a woman, emotional intelligence say, well, I want to have sex with this other woman. And it's normal to want to have sex with other women, man. It's normal to have desires for other women. But there's another thought of, what is this going to do if I do this? What is this going to contaminate? What am I going to screw up if I decide to do this? That's emotional intelligence, to being able to manage how you feel. You can have a strong desire, for other, especially when you become a man that perfects all these 4 pillars. But the man that has complete emotional intelligence can think before he act and realize that it's just not worth it, even though he wants it. Whew, that's a powerful man, by the way, right? Then the last one, which is communication skills, okay? Communication skills. Your ability to express yourself. Your ability to use words to be very persuasive and cajoling, compelling, that when you speak, people listen. They're not just paying attention, they're listening deeply to every word that you say. Learning how to shut your mouth and listen. This is all a part of communication skills. It's not just talking a lot. It's about speaking only when you have something profound to say. Speaking because you're very competent in that niche or in that genre of information. Okay? Learning on how to not use filler words like and you know what I mean? This listen, I watched a video on TikTok the other day and I think I posted it. And they were doing this scenario where a man would come out and you have 5 women that have a balloon, and the women will pop the balloon if they feel that the man is not attractive to them. And this one girl popped the balloon. She's a little cute girl from Chicago. And the man walked up and said, the reason why I popped the balloon because, this woman, she did a number on this guy. She says, 1, I don't like that you have a baseball cap on. You know how grown men wear these baseball caps. 2, you have a briefcase, a fake briefcase that is empty. So the man, the boy, teen, or whatever, I don't know, he's probably 20 something. He was carrying the briefcase, but it was obviously nothing in it. And I think nothing was in it because he didn't have any rebuttals. He didn't say anything, He just had the briefcase holding it as if he was important. And this was the shocker. She says, and I think a lot of women feel this way about men. She says, I need a man with a higher vocabulary structure. She didn't say it like that, but she said, I need a man with, just a higher vocabulary. Man, that you can just tell that man's heart just crumbled. You can just feel it watching it. I'm going to take that watching this man. When she said, I need a man with a higher vocabulary. You know what he said? Instead of just shutting his mouth and say, you know what, ma'am, you're right. I'm going to work on myself. He said, well, that's where I come from. And, that's all I know. That's all I know. And I'm like, ugh, you should have just closed your mouth, man. And that's the issue with a lot of men, many men, especially in the black community, just their inability to speak properly, right? And women, women are smart. Majority of women can communicate very well. They can express themselves and they can articulate themselves well. And they want a man that has that same level, not just education, but just that level of vernacular, right? So, man, your communication skills. If you're not getting the woman that you want, like if you feel, when men approach women, it's insane. And it's not just because they're afraid. They don't know what to say and how to say it. So imagine if you can't communicate properly. One thing with men I've noticed, some men can't hold eye contact. I can talk to a man that can't even hold eye contact. Some men, they're just so intimidating when they're around. Even me, it's just insane. I don't know. And I get it, I get it. But what that should tell you is that you need to elevate your communication skills. And I'll teach how to do it because I do it too. And listen, I used to be that guy just like most of you guys. Couldn't communicate to a woman, couldn't communicate to anybody. I remember going to an interview. I'll never forget this. I'm in my 20s. And you know how you write up a resume? And you write up a resume so good. It looks so good with all these large words, right? Because you're trying to impress the hiring manager. And I sat down in front of this Caucasian lady and we were having an interview. And we were getting to the end of the video. He said, I have one question for you, Wesley. She said, based off your resume, the word usage that you use, but you don't speak that way. I was like, wow. I swear to God, this woman did that to me. She says, I love your resume. It sounds good, but it doesn't match with your communication style, how you're speaking to me. And I did not get that job. And ever since that day, man, ever since that moment, I decided to work on my communication skills. So let me tell you what I do, okay? And this is what I do to ensure that I speak well and speak clear and enunciate my words, and I'm able to inculcate different words, a part of my vocabulary when I speak. No, it makes me sound intelligent, right? So listen up. And that's how people perceive people based off how they speak, if they're intelligent or smart or not, based off the word usage, by the way, right? So it's important to use words that people just don't know or understand. They can't even comprehend it, right? It is what it is. Listen, so I learn new words daily. Okay. Like today, I'm getting ready to travel. I got to catch a flight in about an hour I learn new words every day, and I listen to great speakers. Okay. I'm not listening to Pookie and Ray Ray. I can't listen to my friends talk. I can't. I love my friends. Like, I'm my best friend, but I can't be around these people all the time because they don't speak the way that I want to speak. Okay? Cannot. And so I have to listen to people that speak very well, clearly. And I'll tell you some of the people that I listen to, like Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro. Okay? I like listening to these gentlemen because they speak very well, like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, because they're very persuasive with their words. They know how to articulate their sentences. They know how to structure communication in a way that really hits deep with people, right? A deep level of understanding. So that's what I do. And I do it every day. So just like a muscle, all these 4 pillars, man, you have to work on them. And once you do it for a very long time, you will start to see the separation from you and other men. Okay? And then you will become a man that every woman wants. They'll come to you. You don't have to go to them. They will come to you because you will be this anomaly. You'll be this unique, different person on the planet, that women would desire you deeply, okay? Because you're able to do that. And communication, in my opinion, is just the number one skill that all men need to perfect, because a man that can communicate is a man that can make money. A man that can communicate, a man that can communicate to himself that he needs to go to the gym and that he needs to be more emotionally intelligent. Make sense? So your communication style. So folks, I'm done. If you got value, comment the word value below. Feel free to, if you enjoy this and if you want me to post this, hit the like button and share this as well. And I will make sure that this is posted for you so you can listen to it again. It's important. Even listening to me as well. I'm going to add my name to Jordan Peterson, Wesley Virgin. Listen to my audios. Listen to the way that I speak. And the great thing about just like learning a new language, if you just immerse yourself, if you listen to this information every day, the way that I speak, unconsciously, you will start to speak differently. Your tonality, your voice inflection will begin to change. And before you know it, you'll be speaking like me. And if you're speaking like me, you're going to make that money. Make sense, folks? So thank you so much. I love all of you. Comment the word value below. Share this to someone if you feel that you want to share this. I love you. This is Wesley, $1 Billion Virgin. Let's go.